few months, there's a hidden cost almost nobody talks about: your brain. As body weight rises, research shows that brain volume and function can go down. That means slower recall, fuzzier focus, and a mood that's harder to stabilize. It's a scary thought because the very habits that make fat loss harder can also make thinking clearly harder. Today, we're going to flip that script. I'm going to walk you through 5 foods to put in your day, every day, to help lower insulin, burn fat faster, and support your brain long term. Plus, the simplest fasting window you can start tonight that makes the whole plan easier to follow. Before we dive in, do me a favor. If you want more fat loss videos that actually make you feel sharper and more energetic, hit like right now, make sure you're subscribed, and drop the word brain in the comments so I know to post a printable grocery list for this plan. I'm not a doctor. I'm sharing research-based, real-world strategies that help people lose fat and stay consistent. No magic pills, no "I tested this for 30 days" hype, just what works. Let's start with the most overlooked lever of all: flavor. Most people think of weight loss as taking things away. What they don't realize is that adding the right flavors back in, specifically herbs and spices, can make lower-calorie meals feel satisfying and help you stick to the plan. Think of spices as micro-medicine you can sprinkle on your food. When you whisk turmeric into eggs or a soup, especially with a pinch of black pepper, you're bringing in a compound that's widely studied for anti-inflammatory support, and the pepper helps your body absorb it better. Cinnamon on your yogurt or coffee is an easy way to support steadier glucose and attention for some people. Rosemary, thyme, and sage aren't just holiday herbs, they're rich in antioxidants and often associated with memory support. Ginger and cayenne bring that hot kick that makes a simple stir-fry or roasted veggies taste like takeout without the calories. The goal here isn't to memorize biochemistry, it's to season like you mean it so your meals deliver more satisfaction per bite. When food tastes great, you don't need a sugar bomb to feel rewarded, and that alone can save hundreds of calories a day. Now, I know the sweet tooth is real, especially at night. This is where the second daily move comes in: low glycemic berries. If you've ever tried to white-knuckle your way past dessert, you already know how that ends: pantry raid, extra calories, and regret. Swap that spiral for a nightly berry bowl. A cup of blueberries, fresh or frozen, with a sprinkle of stevia-sweetened dark chocolate chips or a square of 85% dark chocolate crumbled on top, delivers sweetness with fiber and polyphenols instead of a glucose roller coaster. People are often surprised how much this simple ritual kills cravings. Berries are loaded with anthocyanins and other compounds linked with cognitive support and better metabolic markers. Frozen works just as well as fresh and is easier on the budget, so keep a few bags on hand. Raspberries and blackberries slide in perfectly, and if you want to enjoy a bit of apple or pomegranate earlier in the day, that can fit too. The key is using fruit with a favorable fiber-to-sugar profile to satisfy your brain without jolting your insulin. The third pillar is about turning down cravings at the source with smart fats. Fat has been unfairly blamed for fat gain. What actually trips most people up is a steady drip of extra calories combined with frequent glucose spikes that push insulin up and lock fat away. Smart fats do the opposite. They make you feel full on fewer calories and give your brain the building blocks it needs to function. Make avocados a near daily staple. Half to a whole avocado with a meal brings fiber and oleic acid that many people find incredibly satiating. Dress salads and roasted vegetables with extra virgin olive oil at the end of cooking so you keep its flavor and antioxidant kick. When you need higher heat, reach for avocado, macadamia, or coconut oil, and save the olive oil for finishing and dressings. And don't sleep on omega-3s. 2 to 3 times a week, put salmon, sardines, or mackerel on the plate, or talk to your provider about an omega-3 supplement if fish isn't your thing. There's a consistent association between omega-3 intake and healthier brain perfusion and memory support. You'll feel the difference in your energy and in how long you can go between meals without thinking of snacks. So far, we've made the food you do eat taste better, we've replaced the most dangerous time of day for cravings with a smart dessert, and we've stabilized hunger with fats that actually help you stick to your plan. Now, let's create a rhythm that keeps insulin low without feeling like a diet: a simple overnight fasting window. You don't need to embrace extreme fasting to see benefits. A 12-hour gap from your last bite to your first bite, say 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., already gives your body a break from constant intake. If you want a little more structure, aim for a 16-8 most days.
Eat between noon and 8 p.m. or slide the window to fit your life. What people report over and over is steadier energy, fewer night cravings, and an easier time staying in a deficit because every hour isn't a grazing hour anymore. Water is always in, and plain tea is fine. Plain black coffee can fit too, but if caffeine on an empty stomach makes you jittery, simply delay your coffee until your first meal. And please, protect your sleep by avoiding big meals 2 to 3 hours before bed. Better sleep equals better appetite hormones equals better fat loss. The window isn't a silver bullet, it's a lane marker that makes better choices the default.
With flavor, dessert, fats, and timing in place, we can be smart about carbs instead of demonizing them. Think smart carbs rather than no carbs. Smart carbs are colorful, naturally low glycemic, and high in fiber. Build your plate so that half of it is vegetables. Leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, Brussels sprouts, butternut squash. Then treat starches as a condiment rather than a base. A half cup of sweet potato, quinoa, lentils, or beans beside your protein and vegetables is plenty for most meals. That shift alone quiets the post-meal slump and the mid-afternoon snack attack that follows. Bread baskets, sugary cereals, pastries, and big bowls of white pasta are easy calories with very little staying power. Save them for the rare occasion when they're truly worth it, rather than handing them the keys to your week. At this point, you might be wondering, where does protein fit? It fits everywhere. Build each meal around a protein anchor and let everything else revolve around it. Salmon, sardines, eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken, turkey, lean beef, tofu, tempeh, even a scoop of whey or casein if that's convenient. Hit a target that keeps you comfortably full. Many people do well in the range of about 0.7 to 0.8 grams per pound of body weight, adjusted to your needs. Protein protects your lean mass while you lose fat and brings a satiety effect you can feel within 2 or 3 meals of leveling up your intake. When protein goes up, random snacking tends to fall on its own. Let me tie this together with a day inside a 16:8 window so you can see how it plays in real life. You finish dinner by 8 p.m. and close the kitchen. The next morning, you start your day with water and, if you like, a plain tea. If coffee on an empty stomach has ever made you feel wired and then weird, push it to noon and enjoy it with your first meal. Around midday, you break your fast with a salmon salad bowl loaded with mixed greens, cucumber, cherry tomatoes, olives, and half an avocado. You drizzle extra virgin olive oil and lemon on top. If you want a smart carb here, a half cup of lentils folds in perfectly. In the afternoon, if you need something small, you take a Greek yogurt and stir in cinnamon and a few raspberries. For dinner, you season chicken thighs with turmeric, black pepper, and garlic, roast cauliflower and zucchini until they're caramelized, and add a half cup of sweet potato so you're satisfied without feeling stuffed. 2 hours after dinner, if your mind wanders to dessert, pull out the frozen blueberries. 1 cup in a bowl, crumble a square of dark chocolate over the top, dust with cinnamon, and you're done. It tastes like you cheated. Metabolically, you didn't. Then you let the night do its work and repeat. Now, because the internet is the internet, let me quickly walk through a few common myths that trip people up. First, olive oil is bad for cooking. What's actually true is that blasting delicate oils on high heat ruins their best qualities. Use olive oil for dressings and to finish hot food. For high heat searing, use avocado, macadamia, or coconut oil and keep it moving. Second, fat makes you fat. What makes most people gain is consistent calorie surplus and frequent glucose spikes that push insulin up, shut fat burning down, and crank hunger later. Smart fats help you feel satisfied on fewer calories, which is how you create a deficit you can keep. Third, fasting ruins your metabolism. Sensible fasting, 12 to 16 hours overnight, paired with adequate protein and calories in your eating window, often makes people feel steadier and hungrier less often. It's not starvation. It's simply not eating around the clock. And finally, berries are sugar bombs. Compared to juice, pastries, and candy, berries are a metabolic bargain. Fiber-rich, micronutrient-dense, and satisfying enough to end the hunt for more sweets. If you want a simple 7-day reset to try this on for size, here's how I'd approach it. For the next week, commit to an overnight fast you can repeat. 12 hours is plenty if you're new to this. 16 will feel great for many of you once the first 2 days are behind you. Build 2 main meals inside your window. Anchor each with protein. Lay down a thick bed of vegetables. Finish with a smart fat and, if your activity calls for it, add a half cup of a smart starch. Season generously with turmeric, pepper, rosemary, thyme, cinnamon, ginger, whatever makes your plate come alive. Keep a bag of frozen blueberries within easy reach and plan on that 1 cup dessert each night. Aim to eat fish 2 or 3 times this week, or check with your provider about omega-3s if you prefer supplementation. Protect your sleep by closing the kitchen a couple of hours before bed and quietly raise your daily movement by 2,000 steps above your current average. That last bit, more steps, sounds small, but it's often the difference between a plateau and progress because NEAT, your non-exercise activity, is the stealth calorie burner most people ignore. What should you expect when you put these pieces together? In the first 2 days, most people notice the evening craving wave break. The blueberry bowl scratches the itch, the kitchen stays closed, and sleep improves almost immediately when the late-night refrigerator trips stop. By days 3 and 4, energy smooths out. That mid-afternoon slump fades because your protein and fat are doing their job and the color on your plate is feeding your gut. By days 5 to 7, the waistband feels a little easier, your morning brain fog lifts faster, and the scale usually moves, not because you starved, but because your plan finally fits the way you live. A couple of quick questions I get all the time. Can I do 14 hours instead of 16? Yes. Consistency beats perfection. Pick a window you can actually repeat and build momentum there. What about vegetarians? Greek yogurt, eggs if you eat them, tofu, tempeh, lentils and beans, and a complete protein powder can cover your bases. Coffee? Plain is fine for most during the fast. If it doesn't feel good, just slide it to your first meal. Let's land this with the big picture. As body weight goes up, the risk isn't only what you see in the mirror, it's how you feel when you try to think, remember, and perform at your best. The solution isn't complicated. Season your meals like a chef so you don't miss sugar. Use berries to end the day without derailing your deficit. Lean on smart fats and protein to switch off the constant craving noise. Keep your carbs colorful, high fiber, and modest in portion. Give your body a nightly break from constant eating so insulin has time to fall and fat has a chance to be used. Stack those moves for 7 days and you will feel the difference, not just in your waistline, but between your ears. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and comment Brain List, and tell me which of the 5 you're starting with today. For your next step, watch the video on coffee timing. I'll show you exactly when to drink it so it doesn't wreck your morning fat burn window.